Today with me, I have Baanu, my sister. She's a teacher. You have been teaching for what? How many years now?
For the past 20 years.
20 years. How has it been?
It has been quite challenging because all those 20 years, right, I have met different types of learners of different age categories and with different requirements. So with each student, I had to come up with some technique.
You mean to say personalize it?
Personalize it, not maybe something that's in the books, right? We can't directly apply it sometimes. Because you will come up with a particular student who is very different from the ones that you saw.
Almost all the time.
And you need to help him because they have come to us for help. So I had to come up with different techniques and then use it on the students. And finally, I was able to help them most of the times.
That's really nice. Because in training and development, we always, you know this, it's great to start with a training plan.
Exactly.
But at the same time, we should also be willing to understand that we have to customize it, right?
Yes.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's the learner's requirements. That makes me think, which is when you work with someone, how much of change have you seen? Because as a teacher, one of the challenges that I have is to evaluate that part. How do we know whether they have gained something? Of course, they are learning something. We know that. How do you gauge that part, and how do you, as a teacher, be satisfied saying that I've done my job right?
It's mostly through the self-evaluation of the student at the end of the program. The students come up with their genuine feedback. They tell us what they have gained. So it is not always related to vocabulary words or directly learning. Sometimes we were able to fix something else in the student, like the confidence part. Sometimes they had it all in them, but they had the fear of speaking. So there, we had a different challenge. We had to fix their confidence. So at the end of the program, always before, most of the students, I have plenty of examples, they tell me, now I feel very confident at office. I speak more confidently thanks to you. So then I know it has worked.
So you do always check them to see whether there's been your before and after, like you
Exactly.
Evaluate that. That's a great way of going about it. What do you do when you come across a student who is very weak?
I do not believe there are students who are weak. Personally, because I feel every student has a different ability or the frequency of catching up something. I might take...
You mean to say they're levels wise? Or
Not the
how
levels
they learn
wise, the
wise?
speed wise. I might take 2 days to learn a thing. You might take 1 hour. Someone very smart might catch it up within 20 minutes. So that grades students, right? Some are fast learners, some are slow learners. There's never a weak learner.
Right.
That's
So
a
you don't
fast
see anyone as weak.
Exactly.
You've never
Everybody
come
can
across
be taught.
anyone.
I challenge you. Everybody can be taught.
That's something. One of the challenges that we face as trainers, I've seen this. You will sometimes see these students who come to you and they will tell you their trouble. Sometimes you will even see that they're good, but for them they feel like they're not good enough. They're not good enough. I'm not doing fine. How will you approach something like that?
Such a student, through practical coaching, right? We talk to them. I talk to them a lot, right? Now they have this fear. I do not have the vocabulary, necessary vocabulary. Right? They have the fear. I do not have a sound grammar knowledge. Then I put across a lot of questions to them on various topics. They are pushed to the place where they have to respond. Right? It's part of our practical coaching sessions. So there, they understand what they thought about themselves was wrong. Because they had the words. It's just that they never got an opportunity to use it. What you learn, you have to use it as well.
I believe that. So in your sessions, you get people talking?
Exactly.
And you give them feedback?
We give them feedback. They ask us, how was I? Right? Then we give them, these are the mistakes you do. These are the areas you have to focus on. And this is the way to improve.
Yeah.
We always show them the way to improve, because what you learn is not enough. If you are satisfied with what you know, you are never going to learn ahead of that.
Yes.
So you have to always feel, I need to learn more. Because even now, I learn every day. In my past, when I was a student, I have seen my teacher. He was an example and inspiration to me. He would sit at the office, he would arrive early. He knows quite a lot, but he would sit at the office. Back then we didn't have phones and stuff.
There was a book, isn't it? A big dictionary.
A dictionary.
Maybe, yes.
He would be learning words. And then when our class starts, he would be teaching them to us. So that, I think, even at 70, he was learning. I should follow him too.
I mean, that's such a great example. That reminds me, he was one of the best of learners, if so.
Exactly.
Wasn't he?
Mr. Jalaluddin.
Every single day, he's looking at something, reading something.
He reads everything from medical books to everything. You cannot talk to him on any subject. He knows everything.
Do you know I still miss him? I do. We didn't have the technology then to record a video of a person, keep it. But now something that I'll constantly think about is I wish he was around for us to make that video. But that's such a beautiful point. What you're trying to say there is, as a teacher, you are a learner, is what you're trying to say there, right?
Exactly.
You're constantly updated.
Or else we become outdated in this industry. When you are a language learner, every day you have to learn something new. I learn something new from even my children. I just learn from everyone. Because when someone uses a new form, a phrase or something that I have not heard, I always search it up. I learn it. Because then I keep updated with the new vocabulary.
Amazing. A teacher, but mostly a learner.
A learner.
What can you do to the learners out there, if I'm to ask you this question, which is very open, right? Well, how can you help someone out there? Karanna puluwanda pannalama, can you do it? You know, it's a...
අනිවාර්යෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක කරන්න අපිට එයාගේ සහයෝගය ඕනේ. We need his support.
Even if they have to work towards it.
Yes, this is not something we can do only from our part. எங்களால மட்டும் இது செய்ய முடியாது. அப்படி செய்யற நான் magician இருக்கேன். I have to be a magician. நான் ஒரு மாயாக்காரයෙක් වෙන්න, right?
Or you have to copy and paste it, which doesn't happen.
I just put a spell on them and they know. No. We help them, we guide them. And they must be ready to invest their time on it. Right? They have to input their time in this. එයාලගේ වේලාව මේක වෙනුවෙන් අනිවාර්යෙන් even a small amount පොඩි එක දවසකට මිනිත්තු 20ක් හරි මේ වෙනුවෙන් වැය කරන්න ඕනේ. Then they'll be able to learn it.
That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, everyone out there, she is my sister. She's one of the best. I say that because she has taught me also. Right? I still remember the approach you took to try and teach me Sinhala.
Exactly.
Yeah? And I'm sure you've done that to many people. And I'm grateful for what you've done. She says this to me a lot. And I was talking to her about it today, and it makes me... I mean, I believe that too, but I want to bring this final point. You said you can change people, not just teach. Do you really believe that?
I believe it a lot. Because it's not only imparting language. It becomes sometimes like a therapy. We become a therapist. Because they come with a problem. Not knowing they have the potential, it's hidden inside them. They're searching for some answer somewhere else. But when I talk to them, gradually I understand the problem with them. Recently I was doing a class for a gentleman. He is into sales of computers and laptops. The problem he had was, he told me, I can converse properly at office, but when I come home with my kids and my wife, I get stuck with the words. I cannot find the right words. So I was thinking, because I usually feel with people you know, you can express better. So this is a peculiar case. Right? Now I am put to the position where I need to learn this learner. I have to study him. So while the sessions were being taught, I found out it's because he has been into this profession for the past 15 years. He says the same things. This is called technical jargon. He has to use only a few words to talk about the laptops.
And he's very good at it.
He's very good at it because 15 years you do that job, you will be the best in it.
I've never thought of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
You can speak fairly well at office, but you come back home, you struggle with your own kids.
Kids.
A lot of people have told me that. I think you just found the answer for that.
Exactly.
It was nice having you here.
I'm also very happy that you gave me this opportunity to convey my message to our learners.
Ladies and gentlemen, my sister, Baanu.